Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is the day that we are going to talk about RabbitMQ. As you know, I really would like to talk about the new technologies in my YouTube channel, so I decided to take a video about the RabbitMQ. I really would like to get into the queues in the RabbitMQ, but before I just get into it, I have to talk about what is exactly RabbitMQ and AMQP protocol. So first we are going to do this video, and then the second one is going to be about the queues in the RabbitMQ. I just didn't forget about the Spring Boot series that we are going to doing in our YouTube channel. So it will be move on, but in this week it was very long and busy week, so I didn't find a way to manage to this video because I really would like to think about the next videos on that episodes. So I have to be sure what to do in the next video. So it's just going to be take a time a little bit, but you're 100% sure that there's going to be new videos about our video series. So first we are going to talk about simple definition of RabbitMQ. Then when we do the simple definition, we are going to talk about what is AMQP, and then it will be moved on in the, you will see it on the slides. So if you just start with the simple definition, what is exactly RabbitMQ? RabbitMQ simply is a tool when the queues are defined and you have some applications connect to in order to transfer some message or messages between to these based to inside this tool. So it has based an advanced message queuing protocol. It's just based on this protocol, and we are just going to talk about inside of this protocol, and it could be just simplified as a message queuing system. We are creating a message queuing system to get together and understand our applications and give some messages to between them, because these messages could be about our services, or could be a little bit like simple text messages, or we can just start some new service and end the service with, you can just give some comments and tasks between these messaging system. And it's an asynchronous structure, because you should know that because I had a mistake in my interview when I was just having question about this. You should know that RabbitMQ is an asynchronous structure, so it's not synchronized, and while you were having some synchronized connection and communication between your services, for example in microservices structures, you should be consider about using asynchronous or synchronous structure. So you should basically know that RabbitMQ and Kafka based systems, message broker mechanisms, have asynchronous structure. And basically for the RabbitMQ we have two-way communication. It means that you will understand while you are talking about the structure, but there will be some consumers and publishers, and these two-way communication happens between these publisher and consumers. So it just not happens in one way. So what is AMQP? AMQP is basically advanced message queuing protocol, and it's an open standard protocol that allows messaging interoperability between systems. What is interoperability means? Actually it allows to use this protocol from different applications and different programming languages. Basically interoperability is being opened for any kind of applications in your environment. Basically it's a very useful tool. So AMQP is an application layer protocol, and it's just not a protocol because it just allows you to create a structure in your network layer environment, and also have the connections between your protocol and network structure, if you know about what do we have in network structure. And the relation with the AMQP and TCP/IP, just this advanced message queuing protocol allows to TCP/IP connections and message passing between these TCP/IP based applications. And one thing that you should know about AMQP is this a binary protocol. So we are just having messages between two different tools with only binary data. So we are just giving some information and text to this message queuing protocol, but it just turns the binary data convert to binary data, and we are having this transferring in a binary based. So why do we need this RabbitMQ? Because this RabbitMQ used to reduce our loads and delivery times of web application servers by delegating tasks actually, and that would normally take a lot of time or resource to a third party that has no other job. Basically, we are having some resources in our applications, and if we are not balancing our loads and delivery times, it could be so much problem in the future. So we have to always think about how to reduce our loads and delivery times in the way. And our main idea in our applications, responding quickly to requests. This is the basic idea that we would like to do in our web applications. So RabbitMQ allows us to do this as fast as it could be with the queue-based messaging system. You should be like a problem, you should have some problem like what could be happen with the messages and responding quickly. But just imagine that we are like, you are having an application and you would like to complete the requests, and there are like so many loads in this request at that time, and your just system shut it down. So you are just going to lose all these requests in your for example in your endpoints, and you will lose every started information, started process, and you have to do it again for these specific users. In that time, RabbitMQ comes to your help and allowing you to queues and getting these processes into the queues, and this FIFO information gets every process from the head of this queue, completes this process, tells the producer everything is okay, you can move on, and so you are not losing any kind of process while you are having so many lots and so much request at a time. So also RabbitMQ has an ability to distribute all the messages to the different consumers. For example, you would like you have a pizza store and you would like to give some pizzas to the orders. You are just prepared all the pizzas and you want to deliver all of them. So you can create links to the houses with the motorcycles, and you are giving to these pizzas to these motorcycles, and every motorcycle is going to find the way to the home, and your pizzas is going to be delivered. But just imagine this pizza store is full and everywhere just occupied, and everywhere just sitting and eating at the time, and new customers are waiting on the queue. So waiting on the door to let someone have a space for them. So it's just going to be a problem. But if they wait their home and order from you, and if you just deliver to the pizzas to their home, it's just going to be not going to be a problem for you. So this distributing and responding quickly and reducing loads to make it in queue, it will help you to have an very useful and reduced delivery timed applications. So if we just let's look at the example. As you can see, there is a kind of request, PDF creation requests, and there is a producer and consumer. At the middle of the structure there is a routes and queues. Basically the user wants to create a PDF from the requests, and consumer, as you can see, PDF creator worker creates this PDF and get back to the user as a response. So basically in our structure, when there is so many lots in this creating PDF, our producing, just not for only the loading points, you should not consider about it like this. So every time when you just create a PDF, this creation requests gets from the producer. So you are the producer, you want to produce something, you want to create a PDF. So this publishing message, this creating a PDF request message, published inside the cloud AMQP, inside RabbitMQ. So there are routes. Routes mean that which queue is going to have this request publishment inside. So there are like so many different queues. For example, one of them is for creating a PDF, one of them is changing your profile picture in your account, and these routes just give them a route to this publishment message to a queue. So for example, in the structure, as you can see, bottom of the queue table, there is a yellow queue, and it just gets to this information, this message from the root, from the exchange, and you have this message inside your queue, and consumer every time looks to the queue that if there's something happens, and if something waits in front of the queue, if something waits in front of the queue, if there is something in the head of the queue, it will take it from there and consume it and creates a PDF and turns back to the producer that your PDF is ready, you can take it. So basically RabbitMQ works this kind of structure. Just imagine you don't have this structure and you are waiting, creating a PDF request every time. For example, there is a template for creating a PDF and you are giving some information, you are waiting for some time to do it, and there is so many loads, your system shut down, and every time you just refresh the page, getting another template, giving your information and waiting for the answer, it's just going to be a problem. So RabbitMQ gets every request inside of this queue and waiting for the consumer to complete its job. Every job, when it gets in the queue, if there is no special cases that we are going to talk about inside the queue topic, but right now just imagine everything went good and you just complete all the information, your consumer is going to create your PDF and turns back to the user. So only thing you should do that, just waiting on your queue, and you will be noticed when you have your PDF. This is the basic structure of RabbitMQ, and it's a very good example to understand what happens and what is the behind of RabbitMQ. So it's a very understandable example, as I think. So like you should understand this structure as much as it could be, because while we were talking about what is exactly producer and what are the exchange types and routing and queuing and consuming, it's just going to be a problem if you are not understand this actually what is going on behind this structure. So everything you should set up on your mind as much as it could be. So if we just talk about what is the relationship RabbitMQ and microservices, if you would like to know, if you just have a microservices, there is like two ways to communicate inside your microservices. So there could be a synchronous type of communication and also asynchronous type of communication. If you would just want to communicate in synchronous type, you can just send some HTTP request between the services, and you will have a communication in a synchronous type. So for asynchronous type, if you wanna communicate in asynchronous type, you can use RabbitMQ Kafka type message broker mechanism. For example, you have two servers and one of them just waits a kind of approval message from another service. So when something happens inside of one service, you want to create a message from that service and you want to put inside the queue, and you want to let the other service that everything is okay, you can do your job. So in that time, RabbitMQ gets all the information from a queue, consume it and put it inside the other service, and your other service is going to be understand everything is okay and I can do my job. But just imagine some connection just get lost between these services and you don't have a RabbitMQ. One service, first service done its job, and the second service just waiting for the approval message to do its work. So but you are just completing so many jobs inside of the first service, and you are just believing that the second service just doing its job related to the first service, but nothing happens in the second service. So it's just going to be a huge problem when you are in the end of the day and checking your service situations. So while you are having communication between your services, you should always think about what are my use cases to use RabbitMQ, Kafka, asynchronous type communication, or synchronous type communication. That's all for today, because I just want to get do some introduction about the RabbitMQ. The second video is going to be a little more detailed about the queues, because there are so many different type of queues in RabbitMQ, and these are one of the most important things in the structure of RabbitMQ. So see you in the second video. Take care of yourself.